Hi, welcome to another edition of Weekend Box Office Predictions and Movie Review. Today is Monday, April 18th. My name is Craig and I am your host. Almost got the date wrong because it actually is tax day today, the deadline, but that was Friday, April 15th. Hey, I'm going to review the actual numbers from this past weekend's box office. They are in, and see how I did against the other experts in my segment of Beat the Expert. And also give you a quick update on the movie Godzilla. So I did do a little bit of research on that this past weekend. So hey, new movies, big weekend for The Jungle Book. This movie blew away the competition, and it also pretty much blew away every prediction that was out there. So even last minute, the one number I saw that the studios were even thinking in the mid-60s as a possibility. So I made a prediction of 82.8 million. And this movie actually made 103.3 million. Phenomenal start for this movie. It's the third movie to cross 100 million on its opening weekend already, so that's two more than what was seen at this time as of last year. Of course, the summer movies have turned into the spring movies now because there's just so many movies out there. But it's great to see that this movie is off to a good start. So one prediction out there was from a viewer with 69 million, so obviously that was off, but that's okay. This movie had a great start. So overall too, it almost made 300 million worldwide, and I'm venturing to guess that it probably came in, it was roughly around 290. It probably came in close to that 300 million mark if they could truly give a total accurate number of the international market. So second place for the weekend was Barbershop, The Next Cut. I made a prediction of 26.25 million. I was off on this. It came in at 20.2 million. This movie still had a decent start, pretty much comparable with numbers to the last sequel. But overall, though, this is a movie where the market is pretty much just the U.S., so they'll make money off of it. It's a good comedy that will probably have some decent legs, and it'll probably finish in the mid-60s, maybe 70 million overall. So. And then last movie that came out that was new last week was Criminal. These movies just are not performing well at all, these action sequence movies. And I made a prediction of 6.8 million, and it came in at 5.8 million. So this, no matter what the star power that was in it, although a lot of them are, not saying they're past their prime, but they are aging some, but it just did not have any legs whatsoever. So Holdovers was the first movie is The Boss. It's now made 40 million in the U.S. I made a prediction of 11.75 million. The movie came in a little soft, just at 10 million for the weekend. So a little bit down, a little bit more drop than what they probably intended for this movie to do. But overall, it's still performing fairly well so far, especially after its phenomenal start. So next was Batman vs. Superman. I made a prediction of 9.35 million. Came in right at 9 million, so it's just a couple 100,000 off there. So once again, it's 311 million U.S. and it's 827 million overall worldwide. This movie's doing great. It's actually it's close on pace with Deadpool right now for the U.S., but overall, Deadpool will probably finish out on top of it based on just the speed that the movie is starting to drop here now. So even though I think the numbers, it's maybe a couple million ahead at this point, but it's by the time we're said and done, it's probably will not beat it at all. So next is the movie Zootopia. I made a prediction of 8.8 million, came in at 8.1 million. So another great prediction on my part here, just 700,000 off. And this movie will continue to do great, and looking forward to seeing this movie cross the $1 billion mark. Next is My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. I made a prediction of 3.45 million, came in right there at 3.3. This movie's made 52 million now overall in the U.S., and obviously they knew it wasn't going to do anywhere near what the original did, but this movie is doing okay overall. So next two movies, it was not a good weekend for the religious movies. Miracles from Heaven, I made a prediction of 2.7 million, and it only came in at 1.9 million. This movie has been the top performer out of them. It's at 57 million now, so it's had good legs at this point, and it's obviously winding down from its release a few weeks ago. So next is God's Not Dead 2, which I made a prediction of 2.25 million. and it only came in at 1.7 million. This movie's only made 17 million overall. Haven't seen any budget numbers for it to see if it's going to make a profit or not, so I'd venture to guess that it probably will. Most of these, a lot of their budgets are not very high overall, so but we'll just have to wait and see if I do see any other final numbers come across for that. And last is Hardcore Henry. I had said it would struggle to 1.8 million. It barely made 1.5 million, or actually didn't even cross 1.5 million. It was real close to it. Had over a 70% drop, so obviously this movie was a thud last week. It was hit even harder this week, so that's it for the top 10 though. Hey, my next segment of the show is Beat the Expert. This is where I compare myself to other experts in the industry and see how I fare against them. In 5th place for the week was Box Office Mojo. Had a really bad week for them at 64.4%. 4th place was Box Office Profits at 71.6%. 3rd place was Pro Box Office at 73.6%. 2nd place was Showbuzz Daily at 78.8%. And hey, I got 1st place for the week at 80.6%. So overall, 5th place is Box Office Profits at 74.9%. Box Office Mojo's in 4th at 77.7%. 3rd place is Showbuzz Daily at 80.56%. 2nd place is Pro Box Office at 81.87%. And hey, I have taken over 1st place again finally. I'm at 82.04%. Only, it's a little less than 0.2%, but I'm back on top now. Of course, we got to the end of the year, but I'm going to start building on that lead so that no one can catch me here. So I'm real excited for being in this position again. So next, real quick, movie news on the movie Godzilla. It's called Godzilla Resurgence, and there was a new trailer that did come out recently. I guess there was one in December too. But this movie is actually a Japanese release, and it's not right now going to be released in the U.S. at all. It's Toho Film, I believe, is who is making this one, and they haven't made a Godzilla movie in I think it was 11 or 12 years. But right now, the only rights that have been retained, there was a company that may be releasing it on DVD here, but it's not even slated to like 2017. So it's not sounding good for Godzilla fans in the North American market. But the date for it to be released is July 29th of this year. So hopefully, maybe it'll be on limited release. If not, hopefully they'll put a nice Blu-ray DVD package together for us over here in the U.S. and Canada. So, hey, that's it for today's show. Thank you for subscribing. Please like and share as well. Leave any comments below, or if there's any movies that you can think of that have had new trailers recently I haven't talked about. So, giving you predictions you can count on that are better than the weatherman. Take care.